Are you feeling suffocated by the chaos that surrounds you? Is clutter taking over your life and leaving you stressed and anxious? It's no secret that a cluttered environment can affect your mood, productivity, and overall well-being. But fear not. Here are 10 simple yet effective tips to help you declutter your life and unlock a happier, more productive you. Number 1. Start with the obvious clutter. The easiest way to ease yourself into decluttering minimalism and making yourself happier is to start with the easiest and most obvious clutter, such as letters in your entryway that you don't need, random papers on a desk that are garbage, and old food wrappers that can easily be thrown away. If you feel too overwhelmed to tackle a specific area, that's totally fine. Decluttering is a process you should enjoy and find relief in. Number 2. Create a no-buy list. We have become accustomed to creating lists for purchasing items, whether it's through online shopping carts like Amazon or when we go to the grocery store. However, spending money doesn't always result in increased happiness, especially when we realize how much we've spent and how many unused items are cluttering our homes. To break this cycle, one can create a no-buy list of things that are unnecessary and learn to appreciate and fully utilize what they already have. This practice aligns with the concept of minimalism. For instance, if you already have enough t-shirts for the season, you can put t-shirts on your no-buy list and refer to it or remind yourself when you feel tempted to buy a new one. Number 3. Set up a one-in, one-out system. An alternative to using a no-buy list, or even a better supplement, is to employ the one-in, one-out system. This system involves getting rid of an item whenever you want to purchase a new one. For instance, if you wish to buy a new book, you must first part with an old book. However, this system can be customized to suit your preferences. For example, you are not limited to replacing an item with a similar one. If you have a passion for books and are building a collection, you could choose to get rid of a piece of clothing instead of a book. Moreover, for a more challenging approach, you could consider getting rid of multiple items whenever you make a purchase. You could implement a 1-in, 2-out or even a 10-out rule, depending on your preference. The possibilities are limitless. Number 4. Create designated areas for your belongings. If you come across minimalist videos or have explored the concept of minimalism, you may have encountered the phrase, "only keep items that have a home." This essentially means ensuring that your possessions have designated places to be stored. This tip is highly valuable for decluttering and adopting a minimalist lifestyle, as it provides clarity on whether you have too many belongings. For instance, a common area that tends to get cluttered is the kitchen counter. If you find yourself keeping items on the counter because you have no other place to store them, it's an indication that you have too much stuff, as these items lack a designated home. Once you learn to organize your belongings so that they always have a designated place, you'll notice how much more spacious your home feels and how much less effort you need to put into tidying up. This way, you can focus on what truly brings you happiness. Number 5. Purge your digital clutter. In today's digital age, physical clutter is not the only type of clutter you need to deal with. More than ever, you also have to contend with digital clutter, as the majority of people have emails, computers, and phones. Just like decluttering physical items can bring benefits, decluttering digital items can also be advantageous. For example, clearing out space on your computer's hard drive can improve its performance and prevent issues. The same applies to phones. Additionally, it feels refreshing to see a clean and organized digital space, free from numerous files and folders scattered all over. For instance, having an email inbox with over 14,000 unread messages can be overwhelming, and clearing them out can bring a sense of relief and orderliness. Number 6. Unsubscribe from unwanted emails. Similarly, you may find yourself inundated with far more emails than necessary simply because you are subscribed to places or newsletters that you rarely use or care about. These emails take up valuable space in your inbox, even though you don't bother opening them. While it's good to resist the temptation of sales or deals, it's still a hassle to clear out and unsubscribe from these emails. To tackle this issue, it's best to take your time and set a daily goal for clearing out and unsubscribing from a certain number of emails. Start with a modest number like 30 so that you are making progress by clearing and unsubscribing from more emails than you receive. Over time, you will declutter your inbox and achieve a minimalist and organized email space. If you have successfully achieved an organized and clean email inbox, let us know by giving the video a thumbs up. Number 7. Set aside time for yourself. It's crucial to prioritize yourself as the most important aspect of your life and ensure that you make time for self-care. Unfortunately, self-care often takes a backseat to other commitments, But you can't fully enjoy life if you neglect your well-being. One effective way to create time for yourself is by practicing decluttering and minimalism. By keeping your home clean and organized through these practices, you can free up more time for yourself. Even if your home is not entirely decluttered, it's essential to always prioritize yourself and make time for activities that bring you joy, such as hobbies, learning new skills, or spending quality time with friends and family. Putting yourself first is crucial for enjoying a fulfilling life. Number 8. Put away electronics when you're not using them. It's common to have multiple electronic devices in your home, and they can sometimes take up more space than desired. For instance, if you have kids or enjoy gaming on consoles, these electronics and their accompanying cables can quickly accumulate. Similarly, computers or laptops can also occupy a significant amount of space. To counter this, it's important to put away electronics when you're done using them and store them in designated areas, such as a shelf under your TV, to keep them organized and minimize clutter. Number 9. Practice minimalism. The concept of minimalism, which has been mentioned in the video, revolves around keeping only items that serve a functional purpose or bring genuine joy into your life. If an item doesn't elicit a wholehearted yes, then it's not worth keeping. Hardcore minimalists often have very few possessions in their homes, as they believe that you don't need much to live a happy life. For instance, if you live alone, you may only need one dish, one set of cutlery, one mug for coffee or tea, and one cup, among other essentials. Reflecting on this notion of hardcore minimalism can help you realize how many unnecessary possessions you may have. The truth is, you can find greater happiness with less. If you have ever experimented with or practiced hardcore minimalism, feel free to share your experience in the comments below. Number 10. Cut down on commitments. Commitments are not limited to events or people, but can also include the items we choose to purchase and keep in our homes. For instance, we may feel committed to our current mattress, dining room table, or the computer or phone we are using to watch this video. By the way, don't forget to subscribe to Future with Finance for daily videos on minimalism and frugal living. The consequences of breaking a commitment with an item are usually less severe compared to breaking commitments with events or people. The key filter to help you decide whether to keep or avoid a commitment with an item is to ask yourself if it brings you joy. If an item you own doesn't bring joy, then it's not worth keeping. Similarly, if you're considering buying an item but have doubts about its ability to satisfy you, it's best to say no. When practicing minimalism, it's ideal to have fewer possessions and only add items that you genuinely feel confident about. This approach not only enhances your happiness with what you have, but also improves your overall outlook on life.